This is Meteorologist Matthew East, and thank you for clicking on to the Monday edition of the Carolina Weather Video. It's a fairly quiet day unfolding here across the Carolinas today. There's the big view of the sea level pressure across the lower 48, and not a whole lot to talk about. Now, we do have a cold front that is back over portions of the plain states, advancing eastward. Notice high pressure really bunching in behind that front as it continues to move eastward, and you can clearly see the temperature pattern behind that front. Pretty sharp temperature gradient ahead of the front. Temperatures in the 60s in parts of Kansas and Missouri. And then behind the front you have 30s in a large portion of the northern Rockies back into the northern plain states. And that front, again, today located right across the central part of the plain states. That front's going to be moving our way with time here and heading our way, moving through later in the day tomorrow. Across the Carolinas this morning, a good deal of mid to upper 50s to lower 60s in the Piedmont. Mountain spots were cooler. Boone dropped into the 40s this morning, generally 60s for the Carolina coastline. And a pretty quiet start today in terms of cloud cover. We had some patchy fog out there in spots, and we will see a few clouds here across our area today, but in general, I think a pretty good amount of sunshine. Notice those clouds back into parts of the plains. That is with the showers and storms associated with that cold front. But no showers and storms around here. We will enjoy a dry day for today, and it'll be a warm day. Most of us up toward the lower 80s for highs here across the Piedmont. All right, let's look at the upper air chart. This is off the 6C run of the GFS, and here comes that big trough digging down into parts of the Midwest states as we go through today. This is valid 2 o'clock today. That's at 500 millibars at the surface. There you go. Quiet around here. Showers and storms back off to our west. Let's go to tomorrow, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The trough sharpening. Nice ridge going up here over the Rocky Mountain region. That'll help really dig this trough into the eastern part of the country here. And at the surface, your cold front approaching our area. And I think as we go through tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night, we could see a few showers or thunderstorms out there. Probably pretty few and far between, but I think there'll be the chance for a few showers or thunderstorms. Now, Wednesday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's a nice-looking trough across the eastern part of the country. Now, some of the modeling varies on the depth of this trough. The GFS, one of the deeper models, but I think it's onto something. Like I've been talking about since the beginning of last week, about a week ago, it looked like we'd see a pretty good push of cool air settling in as this week unfolded. At the surface here Wednesday, a nice northerly flow in place here across much of the eastern part of the country. That'll drive in that cooler, drier air. Wednesday looks like a day with a lot of sun, highs in the 70s. And as we fast forward here to Thursday, lots of sunshine, and we might see some spots, especially around the Triad, mainly in the upper 60s for highs. Lots of sunshine. Friday, lots of sun as well. Highs maybe lower 70s in most spots. And then finally on Saturday, still toward the lower side of the 70s with lots of sunshine. So we'll see a very nice autumn air mass moving in Wednesday, and it's going to stick with us right on into the coming weekend. And I mentioned highs in terms of low temperatures. I think a good number of spots in the Piedmont will drop down into the mid to upper 40s toward the end of the work week. So crisp mornings coming up and comfortable afternoons with lots of sunshine later this week. All right, blog address MatthewEast.blogspot.com. My email address Matthew.East@news14.com. And remember, News 14 Carolina on the web at www.news14.com and on Time Warner Cable Channel 14. In the Charlotte, Greensboro, Raleigh, and Wilmington Moorhead City television markets. That's it for this edition of the Monday edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thanks for watching. Next edition should be posted early tomorrow morning on Tuesday morning. Everyone have a great Monday and God bless.